I am videoing this on All Saints Day, which is November the 1st. Tomorrow is All Souls Day, and that 2 days ago, on October 31st, was what used to be called the Vigil of All Saints, but actually today we call it obviously Halloween. So to do that. Now, Halloween is the anniversary of a very special event in church history. On October 31st of 1517, Martin Luther very famously nailed what he called the 95 Theses, which is a list of problems he had with the Catholic Church during that day, to the door of the Castle Church in Wittenberg, Germany. And this began what has become known as the Protestant Reformation. Welcome to all of you to one of our videos from St. Mark's Episcopal in Dalton, Georgia, and all those join us on various social media. Today we're not talking about the Protestant Reformation, even though it very much affects us, and as we are Protestants, as and eventually came to that, not go over the history. But today I want to talk about the Catholic Counter-Reformation, which began a few years later, and the main person involved with that, and I'm sure this is simplistic to say, but a fellow named Ignatius Loyola. And Ignatius Loyola came with the ideas that he recognized that the Catholic Church needed to be reformed. There are changes that needed to be made, improvements, that some of the things that Luther and others were saying were correct. So he went to the Pope, and what he did, again, very simplistically, he formed a society called the Society of Jesus. Today we know it as the Jesuits. And what he did to counter that, it wasn't through debates or anything like that, but he decided that he needed to refocus on the spiritual and educational needs of the church. So to do that, he had to reform several of the church customs that were not helping the church and causing some of the dissension. But he restored, most important thing he did is he restored discipline among the clergy. And he did this through a formation of spiritual exercises, encouraging discernment of the people, of contemplating prayer that engaged both the heart and the mind of people. He also created an educational and intellectual renewal within the church to retrain the clergy, to clarify the teachings of the church, and started a religious educational formation. And we still have the Jesuit universities and schools in our country today. My daughter graduated or got an MBA from Georgetown, which is the first Jesuit university in this country. And also, Loyola started a lot of missionary outreach within the church. And all this was very effective. It obviously didn't stop the Protestant Reformation, but it sort of helped the church, the Catholic Church, reform itself, and make a lot of the changes that needed to be made. Well, today the church is very much in need of improvement. There are a lot of things that need to be changed with the church and made better, and all of us know that. But we can learn from Ignatius Loyola during this time what he did, and that we also need to refocus on the spiritual and educational renewal of the church, to rededicate ourselves to its mission and its missionary outreach, and to do this to concentrate on spiritual exercises, to concentrate on intellectual and educational renewal. We can do this to make God's church more effective in the world today. And for that, we'll say, thanks be to God.